טיסות לישראל מלונדון. אני שי וייס, אני המנכ"ל של וירג'ין אטלנטיק. אנשים שואלים אותי פה אם אני מנכ"ל של וירג'ין אטלנטיק בישראל. אני לא המנכ"ל של וירג'ין אטלנטיק בישראל, אני מנכ"ל של וירג'ין אטלנטיק. אין לנו מנכ"ל בישראל, יש לנו בחור בשם ניק בטלס, שהוא ימכור לכם את כל הכרטיסים שאתם רוצים לקנות, וכדאי לכם מהר מאוד.
אין מקום.
זה גם נכון, זה גם נכון.
חיכיתי ליום ראשון.
אוקיי, יום ראשון זה באמת עמוס. אז קודם כל תודה שבאתם, יש פה הרבה חברים, שותפים בעבר, שותפים בהווה, משפחה, הצוות שלנו כאן בישראל והצוות שלנו מכל העולם שהגיע לכאן. תודה שבאתם, אנחנו כל כך שמחים להיות פה. I'm going to turn to English. I was just saying that, well, you know what I said, right? Of course. So, first of all, I want you to, just a plea from all of you. I have a lot of people from England with me. No, just being, they're not used to this, environment. So just be nice to them. They've been queuing for hours. A queue in London, everybody obeys. It does not work here. I encourage you to take a look at the post that we did in the market that ریچارد was haggling in the local market and buying and selling goods. I'm so proud to be here in Israel with all of you to celebrate. To celebrate the inaugural route. The significance of Tel Aviv is not because it's Tel Aviv, it's because it is the first route we've grown into over the past 5 years, and we are returning to growth. Tel Aviv happens to be the first route. Now, most people think that we're flying to Tel Aviv because it's really convenient for me. And that's so true. And the real reason is because we ran the numbers, and this is a fantastic market to fly from. We can fly from, we fly daily, of course, from London to Tel Aviv and back, and from then on we connect to all the major banks out of Heathrow around the world. We have partners with Delta and Air France KLM. So despite the fact that everybody thinks that it's me, it's not. It's just what we do for the company. So I'm going to do 60 seconds of unashamed marketing for Virgin Atlantic and Virgin Holidays. Please, we're paying for the booze. Thank you, Grey Goose, for fueling everybody here. But 60 seconds, I think I'm allowed in our own party to say why Virgin Atlantic and Virgin Holidays is the company that you should be flying with. So, as I mentioned, we have a clear vision, which is unique to us, which is to become the most loved travel company. Second, we want to be the nation's, our nation, Britain in this case, second flag carrier. We own our people on board. Thank you. Our people on board actually love what they do, and it shows. And they actually want to provide an unbelievable service to our passengers. We have the best and youngest fleet in the sky. We just took delivery of 4 A350 spanking new. We're taking 8 more, and we made a big order for 12 A330neos, which is so important for the environment. We will reduce the footprint of our flying by 32% by 2024, and by 2024, our fleet will be 5.3 years. And it is so good. And when you are on board on a Virgin Atlantic plane, I'm not offering you perfection. We will get things wrong, but I promise you that on the end of a phone, on the end of a tweet, there are people who want to make a difference. And when you are on board, we provide the same seamless and beautiful service to everybody that is there. Of course, we have the various cabins, but the idea is that we do not discriminate on board. Our cabin crew provide you water and booze and food and a smile every time you get on board, and we promise that when you get to London, you can connect to the banks and fly anywhere into the US on us, or anywhere in the world with our partners Air France, KLM, and Delta. So enough about the unashamed marketing. I hope to see many of you on board. Thank you for your support, but I really want to introduce you to the one and only, my boss, Sir Ríčaרד Berntsen.
Well, it's been really nice having Shai as the chief executive of Virgin Atlantic. He's done a great job. Obviously, now that he's fulfilled his ambition and our next route is Mumbai, we're going to have to get somebody else to obviously oversee Mumbai, and then after that Brazil. We'll have to find a Brazilian to oversee Brazil. But anyway, it's been nice.
This is my swan song. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you. 15 years, and here we go.
Sadly, I couldn't swap him if I wanted to. He's an absolute delight, as I suspect quite a few in this room know. And he's been, I've had the great privilege of working with him for 15 years. I think I said earlier, he lost me a fortune, he made me a fortune. And now he's going to make us another fortune. Anyway, look, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be here. I suppose the only thing I maybe regret when I go to parties is I'm never able to have a conversation with people, because everybody wants a picture of anybody who's well known, and you never actually get to talk to anybody. So I'll tell you what, if I can have a good 5-minute conversation with anybody later, you can get a free ticket to London. You mustn't go anywhere near your camera. Anyway, when I was young, I would have definitely gone up and asked for any entrepreneur's pictures as well. So I don't blame people. Anyway, look, I'm just ridiculously proud of Virgin Atlantic. We started it 35 years ago with one second-hand 747, and nobody gave us a year to survive, and we got the airline got bullied by British Airways, and I always saw Virgin Atlantic as a daughter. My daughter is exactly the same age as Virgin Atlantic, and if your daughter gets bullied, you go all out to protect it. Anyway, over the years, Virgin Atlantic got stronger and stronger, and I think what's most remarkable, I remember the very first flight, looking out and seeing all these fantastic, smiling, happy faces, and I came in on Virgin Atlantic a couple of days ago, and there they were again, 35 years later, smiling, happy, caring about the customers, and that's a challenge for any company, to sort of keep it fresh and vibrant for 35 years, and particularly for an airline. I mean, if I remember some of the American airlines that have been going for quite a long time began to become very tired, which is, I think, why Virgin Atlantic needed to set up in the first place. But anyway, I would just like to congratulate all the team at Virgin Atlantic for the incredible job they've done over the last 35 years. To thank all the staff of Virgin Atlantic here in Israel who I've met the other day. Any of them here? Who are going to be taking an awful lot of work in the days to come. I remember one of them said to me that I work for United, she said, before on the ground doing sales. And she said, oh, I was so pleased to leave, because there were a list of passengers that they were difficult. They were really difficult. And then she said, I came to Virgin. I looked at the first list of passengers that were flying on Virgin Atlantic, and there they were. They switched to Virgin Atlantic. So anyway, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure she'll be absolutely charming to them, despite them being quite difficult. But and of course, thank you for switching, even if you are difficult. But anyway, look, we want to have a great party tonight. I think
so before we conclude, right? We have an unbelievable magician from London, Catherine Mills. And all I ask, Catherine, is please don't make Sir Richard disappear. We actually need him. And after this magic trick, actually, I want to encourage you to have a true Virgin party full of drinks, food, dancing, music. It will begin shortly. Catherine.